Hello from the Louisiana Press-Journal. I'm Kyle Boaz, the editor of the paper, and hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving. I'm going to talk about what we wrote about this week in this edition of the Louisiana Press-Journal. The first story we covered was the Adopt a Grandparent event that we are partnering up with Lynn's Heritage House and Maple Grove to try to help the elderly citizens here in town. There's going to be a list in the paper of items both places need, so feel free to help out some of our elderly citizens here in Louisiana. We also covered the Winter Wonderland parade that was on Friday. We took some pictures of the parade and the floats as they went by, and the kids meeting with Santa afterwards, so check that out in this edition of the Press Journal. There's a holiday home tour coming up, and Stark Brothers, the garden was just added to that. So if you want to walk around town and check out some very nice decorated houses in Stark Brothers Garden Center, feel free to do that. We have the dates and times for that event coming up. The Clarksville Chamber of Commerce met to discuss the upcoming bicentennial, and they attempted to get some shirts ready. They went over different patterns, colors, and weighed different options for that. So hopefully those will be available soon. They're shooting for Eagle Days, but nothing's set in stone yet. So just check back with us or the Clarksville Chamber of Commerce to see when the shirts for their bicentennial will be available. We covered a story for Thanksgiving. The Methodist Church here in town did a little event where they had, carryouts, they had dine-in, and they had deliveries for families here and in the Clarksville area for Thanksgiving. And they served, I believe it was around 380 people. So they're doing some good work, and check out a little bit more detail for that story in the paper. We covered a story about school lunches. We saw in another paper that Shelby County was having some issues with checks and just getting payment for school lunches. So we popped over to Louisiana High School and discussed, school lunches and their program there and see if they have any issues. And not really, but if you want to learn more about the school lunch program in Louisiana, pick up the copy of the paper. We also did a couple of stories on crime and the car accidents in town. So there's combined stories with the crime beat and the accident beat. So feel free to jump in that and get updated on those two stories. We also covered a Breakfast with Santa event, which will be coming up on December 3rd in Clarksville, where they're going to have breakfast and Santa will be there from 8 to 10, so kids can feel free to meet Santa, tell them what they want for Christmas. That was another thing that we had covered this week. We had a story sent over from Ethan in Bowling Green about the Ameren hearing regarding the 16 counties who are battling with Ameren over depreciation values and taxes and everything. So we're waiting on a ruling after that, so stick with us on that developing story. For sports, Louisiana, both their boys and girls teams kicked off their season. Boys got a win, the girls took a loss, unfortunately, and the Clopton girls and boys are in the middle of a tournament in Montgomery County right now. So stick with us, and we'll let you know the results of that tournament and how their seasons progressed for all four teams. I did my editorial this week on the Christmas season and how it is finally here upon us, and how I'm going to personally get ready for the season, and maybe you can take some tips from me. Not the best, but you never know. So that's what my editorial is about. For all of these stories and more, pick up a copy of the Louisiana Press-Journal at most local locations. Thanks for viewing. Bye.